Dallas Jenkins finally gives us an update on what's going on with The Chosen Season 4. There's been a lot of issues with Angel Studios, legal arbitration, all kinds of wild stuff. We covered this on the channel, and thankfully, there is an update on Season 4. Now, we've only seen the first 3 episodes because we didn't get a chance to go see the rest of it in theaters, and it's not available to purchase for digital download yet. I think they do pre-orders for the DVDs. And so let's check out what the update is. I haven't seen this. I'm going in blind. Before we get into that, guys, my name is Ruslan, and this channel exists to encourage you to mastermind your business the master's way. May not be subscribed yet, so if you aren't, please hit that subscribe button. All right, now let's get into the video. I'm saying this is huge news. It's a season that says important in the title. Let's check it out.
I really do need to share why we're here and why there was a delay. I'm going to stick to the facts, not any mind reading or accusations or hyperbole. So The Chosen launched in 2017 with The Shepherd, our pilot episode, which was a short film I made on my friend's farm in Illinois, 20 minutes from my house. This is Chosen lore. It was about the birth of Christ from the perspective of the shepherds. And it was then that I came up with the idea for a multi-season show about Jesus and his followers. That short film got in the hands of a company which at the time was called VidAngel, and they were looking for new projects to expand their platform. Neil and Jeffrey Harmon ran VidAngel, and when they heard my idea for the show, they were very emotional, and they said, we want to do it, and we want this to be our signature show that launches our original content initiatives. And I got
VidAngel at the time, they would license old or popular movies and then like clean them up, right? That was essentially, it was like clean, clean edited.
Which is an interesting business model, which by the way, I don't understand why they couldn't figure that out, or why the studios themselves don't create clean versions like they do for airplanes. When you're on an airplane, you know, a lot of times it's changed.
Yeah, you're right.
Because there could be kids watching. I don't understand why that aspect didn't work out for them, from my understanding. But I feel like there's been competitors that have came out since to create these like, hey, you just sync this with your Netflix, or you sync this with your Hulu, and they'll take out all the foolishness for you. Which I think is a great service. I haven't used one yet, but I think it's a great service. We don't really watch that much like sus stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great service. Go ahead.
Some of y'all trying to get VidAngel and watch Game of Thrones.
Like. Yeah, but I mean that, like, if you really want to watch Game of Thrones,
that's true.
Like, why not watch it with some sort of filter on it so you ain't watching all the crazy debauchery?
Some of y'all trying to watch Breaking Bad while having a 3-year-old in the room.
Yeah, that's...
You're like, oh, dude, this kid is ruining my life.
I'm really excited. And then they said they wanted to raise the money through crowdfunding, and I got really depressed because crowdfunding rarely works, and the all-time media crowdfunding record was over $5 million, which seemed impossible for something that we were doing. But I was coming off of a career failure. I didn't think anyone else would be interested, and I decided to take the risk and try something potentially special. And the Harmons were convinced this would be a massive hit, and they predicted it would change the world. Long story short, they were right. Their idea worked. We shattered the all-time crowdfunding record with over 16,000 of you investing over $10 million in our company and this show. And as I talk to you now, we are filming season 5. Now, before I say anything else, let me be clear. The Chosen would not have launched without some of the ideas, initiatives, and extraordinary efforts of the Harmon brothers and so many of the incredible employees at their company. They introduced me to my founding partner, Daryl Eves, and we both love them and will always feel a great sense of appreciation for what they did to help bring this show to the world. So what's the problem, you might ask? Well, pretty early on, we realized the good news and bad news of how this project would work. The good news was that working with Angel meant I had total creative freedom and ownership, which was awesome. The tough news was that we realized we were responsible for immeasurably more than any of us expected in order for this show to survive. This became even more true when, after charging you to watch the show didn't work, we decided the show should be free. And Angel came up with the pay it forward model, where you could choose to pay for the show for yourself and others, so it could be free around the world.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that they tested paying for the show beforehand and it just flopped.
Well, I think the testing was after the fundraising.
Okay.
And then they probably had some sort of in between, and then they landed on this paid forward, which probably to get a show like this off the ground, would be advantageous, because there's like a, when something is like paid forward, it's like a ministry angle. To releasing it.
It's a Jesus show.
It's a Jesus show.
So this is the perfect audience to do a pay it forward model.
Yes.
But here's a quick overview of what we as The Chosen have been faced with. Of your pay it forward contributions, less than half of it actually came to us. It was somewhere around 40%. The rest went to marketing.
Okay, hold on. I didn't know he was going to put that number out there.
Even YouTube pays 70% of your super chats.
Listen. YouTube pays 55% of AdSense and 70% of super chats.
Yep.
Those are crazy splits.
Yeah, 40% of someone that's
They've never said this publicly. I've known about the splits for a while. So that's a big revelation to put out there.
Holy smokes.
And to do a show like this where they're, you're talking about millions of dollars per episode now at a 60-40 split. And they're not contributing upfront money.
Yeah.
They're not contributing infrastructure outside of the app and the model and the idea. They're executing on the idea, fair enough. But that's a crazy split.
Taking 60% of what could be used for the funding of the next project.
Yeah.
And just like, that's profit for them.
Yeah.
And Angel Studios. Now, if we were a one-off movie and that was just our share of income, that actually might be great. But we were solely responsible for the financing of future seasons, as in every dollar for production came from our side. Also, we had to form a company for all of this. Our company is responsible for and must pay for all of our legal stuff, including the fact that we're a public company that must report to the SEC. I'll spare you all the details, but it's all very expensive. Our international efforts to meet the extraordinary demands around the world, especially keeping it free for people around the world. All of our social media pages, our live streams, which we quickly realized were essential to our income, and all of our marketing content, like our videos and posters and memes and everything we post online. Because we are a free show, our direct relationship with you is the lifeblood of our survival, and we had to finance and execute all of that relationship. We went from just Daryl and me working for free to getting modest salaries to hiring a few people to help to eventually growing to where we are now. And today, we have over 65 full-time employees and are a fully fledged company with a board, an HR department, etc. All the usual things to sustain ourselves. And in order to meet the demands...
That's great.
That's horrifying.
The board and all that stuff?
Board, HR, 60 employees.
Pay our employees, we finance that solely with our gift sales, not the production money that was coming in through Pay It Forwards, which includes books, DVD.
Okay. Those are you guys that get mad when we're pushing merch. Those are you guys that get mad because we have prayer journals. Those are you guys that get mad because we drop a jacket. If The Chosen is telling you we have to subsidize paying our employees with merchandise, what do you think the average creator is doing on these platforms?
Yeah.
The Chosen is telling you the money that the show is generating is not generating enough to cover all of our expenses.
Yep.
That should tell you that the money in this stuff is not them uploading a video to YouTube.
Yep.
The money is not even in their licensing deals. Netflix ain't dropping what the show is costing to make.
Yeah. That's a fact.
That's not how this works. So when creators have to have merch and have to have journals and have to have devotionals, that's a lot of times how stuff gets paid for and gets subsidized.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention that are actually quality, thought through.
As their
effective.
stuff is.
Exactly.
Their stuff is fire.
Exactly. 100%.
Like they literally write deeper dive devotionals around the show. So the shows are the entertainment part, and then they have an education arm of the business that we interviewed Amanda Jenkins. I interviewed Amanda Jenkins, and we talked about how they work together, and that the whole point of the show oftentimes gets people back to the devotional stuff, and there's small groups around it.
Genius.
So it's like this is one of the downsides of dealing with the Christian consumer sometimes, is when they're loyal and they get it, there's nothing like having people that love Jesus that rock with you.
Yep.
But when they don't get, they're the most toxic and just nasty people. You charging $50 for a hoodie? Do you understand what it costs to make a hoodie that's going to last you a decade?
That comes on a good brand, high quality
A
hoodie.
Comfort Colors hoodie.
Yeah, or a Champion hoodie.
Yeah, a Champion hoodie. Like, people don't understand, and so people just want to be critical and nasty, and you don't really understand all the weight that's carried on the other side of this thing. And you think because something's Christian that you're entitled to it for like free or next to nothing, and people can't eat and provide for their families and feed their kids. Like, anyway, go ahead.
And apparel. Now, if you ever felt annoyed by seeing me all the time doing live streams and offering gifts, well, without that, we wouldn't have a company. It's as simple as that. None of that includes our primary responsibility, which is making the show. The writing, producing, directing, pre-production, post-production, etc. All of that is massive and, of course, requires millions of dollars. And yes, even though our budgets are a fraction of other shows that have our level of viewership, the budgets get bigger every year and fairly significantly. Now, a fair question is, why is that?
And to be fair, and the show gets better every year. The budgets get bigger, and every season has progressively gotten better.
Yeah.
So crazy that in a world of media, the more you're able to invest into the quality of a product, the more it improves. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Well, not only is the story getting bigger in the scope each season as the followers increase of Jesus and we get to Jerusalem, you need to remember that for cast and crew, we are filming 4 to 5 months a year for 7 years, and that takes us off the market for other full-time jobs. So we must make a full-time living from this show, not to mention that when this show is done, there is no guarantee of a future. And then there's me. I don't want any sympathy, genuinely. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, and it has changed my life and my wife's life and our family immensely. And we've gotten to see and experience some extraordinary things. But this show is year-round, every day. And not only am I the co-writer, director, and producer of a big show, but I'm the co-founder, chief creative officer, and chairman of the board of our large company, as well as our live streamer. And I do videos like this. Normally, a studio or network or streamer covers all this, and they have a huge infrastructure to manage it all, and a show just gets to focus on being a show, and I just get to focus on making the show. But we've had to do almost everything from scratch. It simply wasn't sustainable. And financially, to finance future seasons on time, as well as our company, we had to shift. So we came to a new agreement with Angel Studios in 2022, and part of that allowed us to shift our relationship to Come and See, the nonprofit whose mission includes getting The Chosen to the world and financing our production. The old Chosen app became the Angel app, where other projects were added, and we created a new Chosen app solely dedicated to The Chosen. So now, when you donate to Come and See...
I mean, it's a brilliant move to pivot. It's a brilliant move to... I mean, there's a lot on Dallas. Dallas was wearing so many different hats, right? And they were, it sounds like he's going to get to this place like we were trying to do stuff with Angel and to still keep them and allow them to have the show on the app. I'm curious to see when this all goes wrong.
Yep.
100% of your donations goes to the production and marketing and international translations of The Chosen. Again, let me say that.
So they got 100%
Again,
of the
100%.
donations.
Come and See has guaranteed that future seasons will be financed and on schedule. But of course, they still need your help in making that happen. Gift sales and licenses with third parties, such as other streamers and broadcasters, will continue to financially sustain our overhead and growth as a company. Now, with that 2022 agreement, seasons of the show were released simultaneously on the Angel and Chosen apps before they were released anywhere else. What happened next is the crux of why we are here today. Our contention is that shortly after the agreement, Angel Studios breached our contract on multiple occasions, to the extent that we believed it should be terminated, which would dissolve our relationship with Angel. Angel, of course, disagrees with that assessment. And ultimately
so is he going to tell us how? Because
I don't think
that
so.
seems like a reasonable
Question to ask.
middle ground.
Yeah.
You guys get it, and we get it. You guys do your thing. We'll do our thing. Give us our 40%, and we'll collect our 100% from our new nonprofit and the way we're funding it.
Yeah.
Right? That seems so he says they breached. I would love to know. I really genuinely don't. I don't have no insider information. Dallas has not shared anything privately with me about how it was reached. I'm not like playing dumb like I really know, but I don't. I knew that. I knew those splits, and I pretended I didn't know those splits. But I don't know anything about this.
Okay.
So I'm curious how it was breached. Go ahead.
The only way to solve the dispute was to exercise the provision in the contract where we engaged a third-party arbitrator. We wanted to solve this in a biblical way, which was to not make it a public spectacle. Private arbitration was the only way to do this in a way that didn't harm the show or the reputation of Jesus and this project. Now, let me clear up some gross misconceptions I have seen in social media comments. Number one, this was not a lawsuit. Angel didn't sue The Chosen didn't sue Angel. We simply had an arbitrator decide whether or not the contract had been breached and should be terminated. Number two, we didn't come to the decision lightly, but it was our decision.
But Dallas, they did sue personally the person that became the CEO of The Chosen.
They personally sued
Yes,
the guy?
they sued him because he was an Angel Studio employee, and then he went over to Chosen Inc.
Wow.
So that did happen. So it wasn't. So there was a lawsuit. Yes, facts. He is correct. It wasn't against The Chosen, the company, but there was a lawsuit by Angel towards the person who is now the CEO of Chosen. And maybe that got settled by now. I don't know. But that did happen.
Yeah.
Decision to terminate the contract and ask an arbitrator to rule on the termination. I want to make that clear. Number three, no one was doing this for greed or spite or for more fame or to go Hollywood. Please, when it comes to our social media discourse, we must be better. And the mind reading, gossip, and accusations about motive must stop. Both Angel and The Chosen want this show to reach over 1 billion people, and both of us want the show to be sustainable. We just obviously have significant differences of opinion on how to do that and what our future should be. good people can disagree. And it's what makes what I'm about to say very sad and not something I take any pleasure in. Yesterday, Tuesday, May 28th, we received the arbitrator's decision, and he comprehensively affirmed our position and agreed that the contract had been breached in multiple and material ways, which means that the contract is indeed terminated and the chosen relationship with Angel Studios is effectively over.
Wow.
So that's the answer to this.
And they agree, and Angels agreed to it. Respect. And if Angels going to walk away and stop with the fuss, and you owe us $1 billion, even though they made
something crazy,
they made over $100 million off the Chosen.
Yeah.
Respect to Angel. If that's what this is, respect to Angel.
Again, we take no pleasure in this, and we want to reiterate our deep appreciation for their immeasurable role in helping launch this show. I'm going to say that again. We do not take pleasure in this, and I want to thank Angel and the Harmon brothers for their extraordinary efforts in helping launch this show. But we came to the conclusion that we simply had no choice for the future of our company and this show, and the law agreed. Of course, the situation is still ongoing. I can't give you all the details, and I don't know exactly what the future holds in regards to Angel, but here's what it means in the short term. Season 4 will only be available in the Chosen app or on DVD. This Sunday night, episode 1 will launch as a live stream on the Chosen's social media pages and the Chosen app. And then it will be available in the Chosen app exclusively for a window of time. So to be clear, if you want to watch the Chosen season 4 over the next month, you either need to watch our live streams, watch it via streaming in the Chosen app, or order our season 4 DVD in our gift store.
Props to the Chosen for figuring this out.
Yeah, they killed it. And me and Melissa just started watching the Chosen.
Yeah.
Woo! I feel good.
We're trying to start it with the kids because episode 3 was recommended as family friendly. That first episode was dark.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, but
everyone was like, "Yo, the first 3 episodes are kind of slow," and me and Melissa watched it. And we're like, "That was intense."
Yeah,
I didn't feel like that was slow at all. A lot of stories going on. A lot. It was very good. And Melissa was like, "I was like, I've never seen any of this, but I'm gonna guess whatever." We're talking through it, and she's like, "You've never seen it?" I was like, "No, I've only seen the episodes that we've been personally invited to go see as premieres and stuff like that." Yeah. And she's like, "I didn't know that you're such a fanboy." I was like, "I know, because the single episodes I've seen were so good, that I was like, yo, this is a phenomenal show." And can we even say this? June 7th and June 28th.
You mean June 28th is not June 7th. You said June 7th.
June 27th and June 28th. We will be out in Dallas with Dallas and the Chosen behind the scenes.
Yeah,
we're gonna shoot some cool
they
stuff.
want us to stream from there.
Yes. Can we bring the YOLO thing?
So we might be on his set.
Oh, I thought they wanted.
No.
Dude, the YOLO into the Ronin.
That'd be fire. If we could figure that out, that'd be nuts. So we're trying to figure it out. So we'll be there. They got a day. This is all tentative, but I may be at extra.
Oh, come on. Dag, I wish I was.
I'm trying to get some lines.
I wish I was more Middle Eastern.
Just give me a line. I just need a line.
Can you give me like an accent, like a little Middle Eastern accent?
I can give you a Russian accent. I don't know about Middle Eastern accent. I don't know what do you mean. What is the difference?
It's close. It's definitely,
what is the difference?
The Russian is definitely closer to like a Middle Eastern.
But you have to tell me, friend. What do you mean by Middle Eastern?
They need to give you one word, like a.
I just want one word.
You know, like the turning, be like, for a fish.
Yeah.
Like one of those.
That'd be fire. That'd be fire. Okay.
Like you're the guy, you're the chef. There's like a window this big while you're cooking.
That'd be amazing.
And you're like, for fish. Just like that.
Hey, thank you so much for watching that video. Guys, I believe that one of the best ways you can build a business is by first building a platform online. So Zach Sparazzo put together a free training for you on the #1 metric you can be looking for to explode your YouTube platform. Click the link in the pinned comment below so you can start that now. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.